The city of Kabul, home to 4.5 million people, is currently in the dark after an explosion on Thursday brought down electricity lines and cut off power in the capital. As of now, the cause of the blast remains unclear, and according to the Breshna Power Company, the explosion occurred in the Kala Murad Beg area of Kabul province and cut off 220 kilowatts import of power line. It also said that the company's technical staff is currently on the site and will begin repairing the lines as the situation improves. Now, this is not the first time a power plant has been attacked. Just a month back, rockets targeted a power plant in Kabul's northwest region. Afghanistan is largely reliant on electric power, which it imports from its northern neighbors of Uzbekistan and Tajikistan, making the cross-country power lines a prime target for such insurgent attacks. Now, for more on this, joining us now is our correspondent Anas Malik from Kabul. Anas, thanks so much for joining us. My first question for you, it seems nearly 4.5 million people are currently living in the dark. What more can you tell us about this blast?
Priyanka, as we speak, the restoration work on the power supply is currently ongoing. It is still unclear what caused this explosion and the city to go dark. But officials at the Breshna Power Company tell me that in about 3 to 4 hours, by late evening today, we would be seeing that power supply is restored in the city of Kabul. Even now, I can hear generators in different buildings around different residential neighborhoods that are being operated to ensure electricity is being delivered to the households that are there, but that is through generators. The city's main power supply is currently damaged. There were two incidents. There's another incident that has taken place in Shakrabad district of Kabul, where an electricity pole has been blown up. It is still unclear who has done this. It clearly looks like an act, a miscreant act, or if not an act of terror, but no group as yet has taken responsibility. Priyanka?
Anas, now, as you just mentioned, the cause of the blast still remains unclear. Can you give us some details about how this outage has impacted day-to-day lives of the Afghans who are already battling unemployment, soaring food prices and several other problems, especially after the recent spate of terror attacks?
Well, winter is just around the corner. Last night, it rained heavily here in the city of Kabul, and with winter just at the brinks in the capital, the power outage does impact because it's used to power up heaters to keep people warm and so on and so forth. So daily life has clearly taken a hit following this power outage. But the bigger problem is that there is another aspect to it, that Afghanistan is heavily dependent on electricity supply that comes in from its neighbors, from Uzbekistan. And following the fall of Kabul, following the Taliban takeover, currently the Afghan administration or the Afghan government, they owe $42 million in debt to the Uzbek administration, to the company that supplies electricity to Afghanistan. They do not have the money at this point of time to pay off their debt, and that is another worry. Even if engineers are able to fix it in probably weeks, if not days, we can probably see that electricity supply might be fluctuated or might be reduced due to non-payment of dues from Uzbekistan to Afghanistan.
Right. Anas, now we've heard the Taliban government talk a lot about projecting a more liberal, a more moderate image to the global community. With all these crises piling up in the country, how is the government responding to all the crises?
The government's priority for now, it is only one thing, that is to seek international recognition. The government is desperate for that, but there's the other bit to it. They took great pride in different aspects, including that of security. Today is the third consecutive Friday, and luckily, and in fact fortunately, as yet there is no explosion that has been reported in any part of the country. The previous 2 Fridays we've seen during Friday prayers, one explosion took place in the north of the country, the other took place in the south of the country. That was last week in Kandahar. Both of them have claimed more than 60 plus lives in each of the explosions. So by and large, the Taliban are dealing with that challenge on part of the security bit, on part of the economic challenges. But as of now, their energies, their desperation seems to be channelized towards one thing, and that is international legitimacy. Priyanka?
Anas Malik, thank you so much for all those inputs, and thank you for joining us from Kabul. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.